I wrote a paper, and I read it every year. And I got to rewrite it because I got to add some things to it. And I read it to you each year, this time of the year. And the title of it is Jesus, You Wouldn't Mind. Jesus, let me read it to you. Jesus, I know you told us the customs of the heathen are vain. They're empty. And not to learn the way of the heathen. I know that you told us that philosophy and vain deceit and the traditions of men and the rudiments of this world will spoil us. And I know you said through the Apostle Paul they will lead us back into captivity, into darkness, if we follow these traditions. And Jesus, I realize you told us not to add or diminish from the Word of God in Deuteronomy 4:12 and 18. And I know you said that your Word is pure in Proverbs 30 and 5, in Proverbs 17 and 27. And Jesus, I understand you said your Word is unchangeable in Malachi 3:6. But you won't mind if we keep a drunken festival in your honor, as long as we change the name and it sounds kind of Christian, even if it is fire worship, you won't mind, will you? Now, Jesus, we're not going to be able to stop the drunks and the pagan worshipers from continuing their ancient customs. And there will still be a record number of suicides this time of the year. And the poor will feel oppressed. But we'll take a dinner to them at Xmas time and tell them, we'll be back next year. And Jesus, there'll be a record number of wrecks from drunk drivers. And the liquor stores will be thrilled to see the season come. And Playboy magazine even puts out a special Christmas edition. Adultery will run rampant as husbands and wives abandon their vows at parties. And you'll be real happy when you hear my idea. We've gone back into history, Jesus, and we found fire worshipers of the ancient world who had a festival that started on December the 17th and went through December the 25th, the birthday of their fire god, Hercules or Mithra or Nimrod, and they worship pagan God. Now, Jesus, here's my idea. We're going to take this drunken festival they call the Festival of Saturn, or the Saturnalia, and we're going to put your name on it. And we'll call it Christ's Mass, but we'll drop one of the S's to disguise it, okay? They offered their children in the fire and ate them, but I assure you, Jesus, that even though most of the world will be celebrating this festival the same way they've done thousands of years before you were born, I want you to believe me when I tell you we won't do it that way. And when they ask us why we're dragging the church into doing something so evil, I'll tell everybody we don't do it that way. We're using paganism to glorify God. Jesus, doesn't that make you happy? You don't mind, do you? After all, preachers say it's okay as long as we use this pagan festival to spread the gospel. If they say it, you don't mind, will you? I promise, Jesus, we're not going to keep the customs of the heathen like they keep them. We'll keep them different. You won't mind if we do this. Will you, Jesus? You think he cares? He destroyed Israel for it. He annihilated them by the millions over the millenniums. And we're doing it. And people say, and I've heard Baptist preachers say, oh, we baptized it. We cleaned it up. And Job 14:4 says, who can bring a clean thing out of unclean? Not one. Nobody. Christmas is filth. It's sewerage. And I hate it with all of my being.